Hey, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I'm Yosha and I'm your go-to girl for all things real. And I wanted to talk with y'all while I cut up this zucchini that I'm about to saute and eat with my salmon. Because prices are ridiculous right now in 2022. We are seeing crazy gas prices. We are seeing crazy inflated grocery prices. Things are not getting better. I felt like this conversation could come up again. And I'm going to just take 50-50 and share the conversation with also living with your parents, living with a roommate, living with family. Because I see a lot of people on social media making other people feel bad because they don't agree with what they feel is best for their lifestyle. So let me just say this. Peace comes when you do what makes you happy. Peace comes when you do what works for you. What one person may do and work for them may not be something that works for you, and that's okay. I think everybody is entitled to their own opinion, their own lifestyle. A lot of times people are comparing themselves to celebrities, influencers, artists, athletes, people with an income that you're not at yet. And I'm not saying you can't strive to get there, that you won't be there. This conversation is kind of for my middle class and under folks. This is not a conversation for those that are wealthy, because if you are wealthy, then y'all have different playing options. For us who make 5 figures a year and we have side hustles and we still trying to grow, okay, we still trying to grow. And so that's what this conversation is about. Let's talk about living at home with your parents. I lived at home with my dad until I was 24. I bought my home at 24. And I really appreciated them not kicking me out when I turned 18 or when I graduated from college. I got pregnant with my son when I was 21. I moved back home, and because my family was so supportive, I was able to still graduate on time. I didn't have any debt. I didn't have anything stop me from being able to be the best Yosha I could be. There were times where I felt like my family could have been more supportive. Like my graduation day, I felt like it was very lackluster support from my family. And I always say that. And I say it because, you see other people's parents throwing them a huge graduation party, decorating the yard, inviting everyone. I didn't have that experience. And when I graduated from high school, my mom had died the year before. My graduation from high school was lumped in with my aunt's birthday party, and it didn't really feel like it was a celebration for me. So when I graduated from college, I know I was 34 weeks pregnant, but I really thought that it would be, something that we could have done together. And it just didn't feel like it was about me. I bring that up to say that sometimes living with your family, there are going to be times like that where you won't be the center. And I know that that's kind of hard to navigate, because as a child, you are often treated like the center. Once you grow up and you're considered an adult, your parents kind of navigate that transition in their mind. They try to give you your space, but then also treat you like a child because you're a child living in their space. You start paying bills, sharing responsibilities. That's a whole dynamic to get used to. But I'm here to tell you there is nothing wrong with staying with your parents at any age, whether you are 24, 34, or 44, especially if it's going to help you get on track so that you can move out and not have to come back. I was able to stack my savings in college and after becoming a mom because I could stay with my dad, and because I didn't have to pay all the bills like we had to once we moved out. It was easier for me to save. Don't let society make you feel like there's an issue with you staying with your parents longer. I don't really see that feedback happen a lot in other communities, white communities, Hispanic communities, even amongst the Black communities. When you look at African families, they don't mind letting their children stay home longer because when you get married, you're supposed to be financially secure and stable. And so you shouldn't be moving into your marriage not stable to where you're going to be struggling. But in the Black community, we struggle with this a lot. And it seems like there's judgment for staying with your parents, or you're looked down upon from people who typically don't have anything. And it's like they feel like you're not doing well if you're still getting help from your parents at a grown age. And I say in this time, especially with these high gas prices, these high groceries, there is nothing wrong with having help from your family. It is okay to work together. It takes a village, and that partnership with your family should not end just because you turn 18 or 21 or 25. Y'all should look out for each other. Just like one day your parents are going to grow older and they might need you to look after them. So then the roles reverse. That is what family is for. Now, when you look at relationships, I had said that, when you prepare for marriage, you should both be financially stable. I 100% agree with that. You should be stable. You should be secure. You should have what you need because it is going to eliminate strain for both of you. You should have your own resources so that when you connect with someone else, you are not bringing them down, whether you're a woman or a man. If you don't have you together, you're not going to be able to give the best version of you to somebody else. So it's important to make sure that you get yourself to the best part of you that you can before you start dating so that you are able to be an addition to somebody's life and not a subtraction. You're not taking away from somebody, you're giving. And then that person, they have what they bring to the table and it complements what you bring to the table and y'all get together and it's a magical experience. A lot of times we get in relationships to survive because we don't have the things that we've needed from childhood and we go looking for it in other people. We are not whole, so then we go look for it in our partners, in our friendships. We are codependent. We end up looking for what we didn't get growing up in those relationships as an adult. And it steers you down a path of not being secure in yourself and also not building healthy relationships. And so with the whole 50-50 thing, in today's society, I don't see an issue with two people that have income working together to pay bills together, especially when things are so expensive. Things have went up by 20 to 30%. Groceries, gas, bills, they've went up. So this idea of two regular middle class or lower class people who work full time coming together and expecting just one person to pay all the bills is really not fair for the average family, for the average couple. Now, like I said, if you are wealthy, if you make 5 figures, and I'm talking the higher side of 5 figures or even 6 figures, then that conversation can still be one that you can have. But I've seen it on Twitter all the time. $100,000 a year is not really that much. And if things keep going up the way they are and the house market gets as bad as it is and buying a brand new home, my home has so much equity since we bought it. I am so grateful that I was able to purchase this house back in 2018. I got it for a great price and I've been getting contacted from investors left and right. They want my dad's house too. And what they're offering me for this house now is well over $100,000 more than what I paid. I say that to say, making $100,000 a year and trying to support a family of 4 without additional income, to me, is not realistic. Now, if you are making $200,000 a year or more, and then you are taking care of a family by yourself and you don't have that second income, then that might be a little bit more wiggle room. That's a problem I don't know about. I don't have. That's not our income. But what I can say is with my husband working, me working, we have room to breathe. We've been able to travel. We've been able to do more. We are able to do our date nights. Zaya's going to camp. But things are still at a point where I'm budgeting. I'm couponing. I'm trying to figure out how to increase my revenue. Because if things continue to go up, it's going to be tight like it was back when I was making $12 an hour. So I say that to say there's nothing wrong with working together with your partner. This is not the time that our parents or our parents' parents grew up in. And I think what's important is the dynamic that works for you and your family based on your income, based on your resources, and based on what the two of you feel is best. Now, I say that to say, this whole inflation situation kind of makes it in a place where people are having to decide if they can drive to work or put food in the house. especially people who don't make a lot of money. You know, if you don't have food stamps, like if you're one of them people who you make just enough money to not qualify for food stamps, but not enough money to really be comfortable, seeing gas raise in Georgia from, under $3 to over $4, almost $5, and they're saying that by end of summer it is going to be $5 and $6. In California, it's already in the $7 range. You're not even making enough per hour. Once we get to that point, minimum wage is still $7.25 here. You're not even making enough per hour. If you're making minimum wage, or let's just say you're making $12 an hour, you're not even making enough per hour to fill up your car in an hour. $12 an hour, that's not even 3 gallons of gas, because gas is like $4.50 right now. And it's rising. So by the time this goes up, it might be more than that. But I'm saying it to say, like, this is a hard time for the country. And so give yourself grace, give your partner grace, give people grace. Now, like I've said in other videos, don't let anybody leech on you. Don't let anyone take advantage of you. I'd never say enter a one-sided relationship where you do it all and your man doesn't do anything. I've got the most ignorant comments over the years. I'm just saying, think of the situation for what it is. Look at the numbers of what has to go out and what's coming in. And, some people feel like 50-50, I'd rather do it by myself than have to go half with somebody, or, a roommate or whatever. But the thing is, if you're in a family dynamic and you're living with your parents and you're grown, they may not charge you 50-50. They might charge you 30-70. You're going to pay 30% of the home's expenses to be there, but they're helping you out. You're a family. You're working together. You get a roommate, and maybe you have a 3-bedroom apartment and it's 3 of y'all in that apartment. Y'all are splitting things 33. Or if it's 2 of you, you're splitting it 50-50. It's the same situation, but it's with someone that you're with. I'm not saying that eventually your partner can't shift it from 50-50 to 70-30 or 80-20 or, 60-40 or whatever. But what I am saying is that there is nothing wrong with needing to do 50-50 temporarily or as a long-term solution while y'all are both building, because the economy is getting worse while our finances are pretty much staying the same. You don't want to just ruin a good relationship because they are not able to pay 100% of all the expenses in the home and you keep your money. 50-50 is not necessarily a bad thing. It shouldn't be dividing us the way that it is. I think people should just do what works for their household. I would love to hear what you think about like the economy right now, relationships, family. How are you doing? Let's talk in the comments. I thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye.